The Black Queen, dear mama, even though you was a dope fiend, dear mama.
Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for tuning into the Showtime and Kev podcast. I'm Corey Showtime.
I'm Kevin Monroe.
And together we make up the gruesome twosome, the comedic duo that is the Showtime and Kev podcast. Happy Mother's Day. I'll say that again. We cannot get started until Kevin scares away the feds. So, Kevin, if you would be so kind as to please give us your island intro.
You are appreciated. In the name of the one calling and proselyte, I conquering tribe of Judah, King of Kings and Santa Cruz Reggae Music Festival. What the rascalata going up in this piece of because we never stop.
Okay, that is a lot going on right there. I didn't even know where I could chime in with my normal Jamaican horns, but how you doing today, Kev?
I'm good, man. I'm just chilling at the house, just thinking about Mother's Day. I'm glad to see you, back on the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, Corey is currently incarcerated, Facebook incarcerated. Corey, triple OG, Showtime Robinson.
I've been to Facebook jail more times than just about your most hardened criminals have been to actual prison. So, and this time I am in jail for a crime I absolutely did not commit. As a technicality, I'm going to talk to it with my digital social media lawyers.
Everybody says that. Oh, man, I didn't do nothing, man.
Yeah, but check it out. I was actually watching another podcast. Shout out to Ty Barnett and Ian Harris. Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm forgetting it. But either way, the Critical and Thinking podcast. Mm-hmm. And I was they were talking about Tucker Carlson and his normal fuckery. And I just made a joke that I wish I could hire the Sons of Anarchy to follow him around and just punch him in the face. And apparently that's like inciting violence, but I'm like, it's a fictional fuck off.
yeah, you can't. I mean, that's like me saying, I hope Darth Vader, chokes the heart of somebody. Like, yeah, he's using the Force on him, but he's not a real character. So I don't know, man. But man, you've been in and out, so I'm sure every time they let you out, they're like, "You'll be back."
Pretty much. I'm not tripping. It's another day, another dollar, man.
How long are you going to be down for, man?
Huh?
How long are you going to be down for?
That's a good question. Wait, I think I'm over like tomorrow afternoon or some shit. It was a weekend deal. And it's normally they give me like 30 days, but this time it's just 3. So I guess they were like, look, we know this is retarded, but we're still going to punish you because that's just how Facebook is. Yeah,
it sounds to me like they just, give you a little tap, little probation violation, like they're just like, okay, we can't really charge you with a real crime, but we just gonna tap on you a little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when the police stop you when you're walking home and they just like pat you down, empty your bag. You don't have anything.
This is the Facebook version of a stop and frisk, is what you're trying to say.
Pretty much. Like there's nothing in there. They know it, you know it, but
Yeah, it's just because I'm black. That's just the whole reason I'm being racially profiled online. Attica.
Man, one of these days you're gonna have to flip on them, man. I mean, they can't keep doing you like this.
There's nothing I can do. There's like, it's ironic that they even have the feedback thing where it says, "Do you agree with this decision?" It's like, no, I don't agree with this decision. Like, well, thank you for your feedback. We're still gonna do exactly what we said, and there's no phone number you can call. There's no person you can talk to. You're just dealing with we've recorded your information, and we're not gonna do a fucking thing about it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they call the dummy button. And they just give you something to press, but it's not attached to anything.
Yeah, you work in tech. You've probably installed a bunch of dummy buttons, and I hate y'all for that shit because there's nothing you can do.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for your feedback. And you open the door, and it just leads into a dumpster. Like,
yeah. It's like, here's something you can do with your opinion. You can take it and ball it up real nice and make sure it's in kind of a cylindrical form, and then you want to lube it up just right and then shove it up your ass, because that's actually going to get a lot more traction than you just sending it off to the ether.
It's true though. There's no legal repercussions. Like if the real police get you, you could hire a lawyer. You could plead your case. You know, there's no legal repercussions at all. You just, and especially if you use Facebook for your business, and this is taking money out your pocket.
Which is why this is being streamed on YouTube and Twitch, and not our usual place.
Exactly. I'll try to boost it on the other signals that I have.
Yeah, this is probably why it's going to come in kind of fuzzy on one of these channels, kind of like you're pirating, the fight from pay-per-view. I was joking with Kevin that this is the version of like recording your rap album while you're in jail, like on the phone line.
Right. Shout out to X-Rated.
Motherfucker went platinum off the prison phone.
Right, on a Nokia, banging the beats on a table.
Yep.
Man, what's his name? Meek Mill had a little something like that too. I think it was on a Rick Ross track. Meek Mill did a whole verse, and it's like, you have 10 seconds left on this line. Like, I better get to the hook then.
God damn, this is the most expensive track ever. Look, we got to make an album out of this. It didn't cost us $5,000 today just in phone calls.
Right. It's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. So anyway,
the hustle though. Like before we even get into what we're going to talk to today, I just want to speak out on how fucked up it is that if you're in jail, they still charge you to use basic human services.
Oh yeah. So for example, like if you want to use like a video visitation, it's like $7 or $8 for 30 minutes, and there's no refunds. So sometimes you call and they're like, sorry, there's no connection, no refunds.
None.
It's
game over. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. In fact, pay $200.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they put so many people in jail, is because they know they can extract money from you, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, do you want a ham sandwich or no? Okay, that's $50
for a rancid ham sandwich with turned mayo and worms crawling out the motherfucker. You better be happy because that worm is fresh protein.
Yep. It's messed up, man. They need to change that. Like for profit prisons is an abomination that should not happen, because you incentivize jailing people. Which is
Facebook
nuts.
Jail shouldn't happen either. But then again, I'm not switching to Parler either. So,
yeah, you switch to Parler. You better change your name to like to Chad, Chad something, and hide your face.
Yeah, they're gonna tell by my avatar that something's up.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely come. Yeah, I mean, there's no censorship in Parler. And that's actually the downside, that there's no censorship in Parler.
True. So what's going on in the world today, man?
Well, the big news in the comedy world, just kind of floating out there, is America's favorite villain billionaire, Elon Musk, was on Saturday Night Live last night, hosting Saturday Night Live, which I watched some of it, and to be honest with you, it wasn't as much of a disaster as I thought it would be. Given that Elon Musk has no training in comedy or theater or stand-up or any of that stuff. But it did feel really awkward, though. It felt kind of like your high school principal joining your party.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's like you're in the 1%. You really don't count as like somebody like wasn't that part of the reason they didn't want to work with him?
Well, I mean, besides being a union busting shithead from South Africa whose inherited wealth came from emerald mines back during the apartheid era, let's put all that aside.
How many hands would you like to pay for these diamonds with?
Seriously, it's like, it's like, is this a workplace or a daycare center? Both.
Damn.
So I mean, besides all that, the real problem is comedy is supposed to let people who don't have power have a little bit of fun, have some fun at the boss's expense. you're not really having that if your boss is looking over your shoulder, like, what are you kids up to?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
I didn't watch it because I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in years, and it's going to take a lot for that to change. And I was personally just interested because I wanted to see what Dogecoin was going to do, and it tanked. So thanks, Elon.
It sounded like a good idea on paper, right?
Yeah, it's like I thought this was going to work.
Yeah, I'm going to go on the show. I'm going to say Dogecoin, Dogecoin, Dogecoin like 50,000 times. People just go crazy and buy more of it. And now I'm a trillionaire. And didn't happen.
Not so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of did the opposite. It's like I'm trying to think of a situation where someone brought in a celebrity to endorse a product thinking, oh, this is a perfect combination, and it just went south. And I can't think of anyone where like it did that off the top of my head, but I can't think of like one where like it was working fine and then everything went red. And that's like Jared from Subway.
Yeah. I mean, I think a better example would be like when Diddy. Remember Diddy used to have this thing where he has one artist that's successful, and that artist brings in another artist, and they keep mentioning their name. So when Diddy brought in Cassie, and she had that one song, and they try to pump her up as being the next J-Lo or whatever, and then she went on 106 & Park and looked like a deer in the headlights. So it's like had she just stayed in the background, not said shit, and just been a studio singer, nobody would have given a shit. She would have sold more albums.
Or maybe it'd be, another example would be like how Jay-Z kept trying to make Memphis Bleak a thing for like a whole decade, and nobody was like, nah.
Yeah. It was just he was trying to sell what was on the truck.
Yeah. It's like, I get it. That's your man's, but nah, bro.
Yeah. And you can always feel the letdown in the room, too. Featuring Memphis Bleak. What's the skip button on this one? He skipped that track.
So, like, I guess that was supposed to be a cash grab for Dogecoin, and it was a sad day for finance and comedy at the same time,
Yep.
And it's interesting how you mentioned how he had no training in comedy or acting or improv, and that hasn't stopped most of Hollywood with anything. Donald Trump hosted Saturday Night Live, so
yeah, and he was a disaster too.
Of course.
The favorite story I heard about Donald Trump when he was hosting Saturday Night Live was Pete Davidson. He said, like, during the table read, it became very apparent very quickly that Donald Trump can't read. He literally could not read what was on the paper. He'd be like, so once you read it to me, why don't you tell me what it says? Tell me what you think it would sound like.
Harvard?
No, UPenn.
Yale?
Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, is that an Ivy League school?
Yes. UPenn is Ivy League, but he obviously had people pay for the test to take this test and all that.
Trump seems like the dude that just paid the Asian kid to do his test for him. Like, I'm pretty sure that in fact, I feel like I've heard, like, I don't know if he's Asian, but I feel like I heard a story about like he paid people to take his test for him in university.
Yeah, no doubt. There's no way he could have got into that school with his grades. And on top of that, there's no way he could have passed the test. I mean, the guy is functionally illiterate. Like, and I mean, he reads like a third grader, and he just doesn't have concepts in his head. Like, objective reality is difficult for him to understand.
I'm sorry to keep bringing this motherfucker up, but it's just so infuriating that we, like, whether you like your political affiliations aside, whether you like either one of these guys or not, it's infuriating that we went from all the shit that Obama had to be and all the qualifications he had to have to be the first black president to just this rich white dude being president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's all it took was, hey, I'm a guy with money. Any other questions?
Like, you got to objectively look at that. Like, Obama had to have. He was a Harvard law professor. He had been a senator in Illinois. He had ran a flawless campaign. He's an impeccable speaker. He's smart, funny, in shape, got abs, but never cheated on his wife that we could prove. Like lovely family, all that good stuff. No scandals. Other than smoking cigarettes in a tan suit. And then we just got that nigga. And I mean that in the most objective way towards Trump. This nigga right here, this ignorant ass, don't give a fuck nigga that happens to be rich, white, and racist.
I understand the meaning of the term. Yes.
Yeah.
But because the reaction to him is exactly that. This nigga right here.
Even white people that have been like part of the status quo of, even white people that have been like part of white supremacy from its inception, from the very jump, that have always been on that side in politics, like this nigga, making it harder for us to steal.
Right. It's like he's saying the quiet part out loud every time.
Every time.
He's like, oh, when we go to Iraq, if we win in Iraq, we get to keep the oil, right? We get to steal all the oil, right? And people are like, yeah, but you don't have to say that shit.
That's what was the most infuriating part for me. It was the sloppy espionage. Like he was just like, yeah, we killed that general. I mean, we executed the target which we located, and like you don't even try to do the fucking key terms or nothing, man. That's just sad.
Yeah, it was pissing off even people that are filthy were like, there's a way to be filthy and still appear decent. He couldn't do that.
He had no interest in decency whatsoever.
I was going to say, as a side note, back to Elon Musk and Dogecoin. Another way that Elon Musk screwed comedians is there's so many comedians right now online talking about how they're invested in Dogecoin, like all over on Facebook and Twitter, like, oh yeah, we were making some money this weekend. I'm like, well, you're a comedian. You don't know shit about
it. Too. I'm still upset. Like, you son of a bitch, you got all the money in the world and you got to fuck up mine and I don't have any? You ain't shit.
Exactly. You're like, yo, I threw a little $10 or $15 in the pot,
and that's all I had.
It's like, come on, man.
$15 got up to 20 and now it's back down to 12, you piece of shit.
Yeah, he blew up all of that. He took away whatever little money he made for Dogecoin, and he took a seat from somebody who deserved to be on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. You know what this is like? This is like if right before the murder trial went public, Aaron Hernandez had just been selected to be like Pepsi's new spokesperson. or Nike's head, or not Nike, like Adidas's new line of football cleats. It's like, this is gonna be our guy. They rolled out the whole campaign. It's already on TV, and then the murder trial comes out, and it's like, shit.
You had it all lined up, kid. You had it all lined up. You just couldn't. Oh man, that's such a tragic story.
Just
on
couldn't
its own.
Not murder people.
I mean, you're only half joking. Like, that's really the problem. Like, he couldn't not murder people.
It's really just as cut and dry as that. Like, the dude was, I don't know, like, it was definitely CTE, but like his CTE was like kill motherfuckers, and he did.
Right. His behavior was, even like his partners were like, yo, you got money, you don't need to be riding around, waving texts out of the car.
When the Pouncey twins are trying to tell you to chill out, you got a problem.
Yeah. That was, I don't know, like somebody listened to hip hop for too long and really started believing that shit. Like I know I mean, we like Meek Mill, we like all that gangster shit, but we like Master P, but we're not out there standing on a block waving texts around. Which segues neatly into the next side topic, which is this is related. So there's a fellow by the name of Antonio and Anthony Antonio. He's facing 5 charges right now for 5 federal charges for invading the Capitol on January 6th. Facing 5 federal charges. And his defense is, he calls it Foxitis. Basically, his defense is, I was unemployed and I watched Fox News for 6 months in a row, and it turned me into a crazy person. For real, that's his defense.
Oh, God. It's a bold strategy, Cat. We'll see if it pays off for him. Oh, my goodness. So, it never ceases to amaze me what lengths that I'm not even going to put a race on this. The establishment will go to give itself or take away accountability from itself. Like, remember a few years ago when that rich kid ran over a bunch of people drunk driving and they said he had affluenza?
Yep.
Like they're making up sicknesses and illnesses and psychological things that don't exist specifically for white people. And it's just, God.
Yeah, affluenza. He was born rich. He never learned that there are consequences for his actions. And through that, then because of that disease, he ran over a couple people in his car.
You know how they teach black people that same lesson with prison?
Right, that's usually the cure.
If they survive to get to trial, prison.
Yeah, that's usually the cure. I mean, you don't get to sit in a funny farm for 6 weeks, or
that's definitely not the cure, but it's the treatment. That's going to be the application for sure.
Affluenza.
Yeah. So he had Foxitis, is what he's calling it.
Yeah, he called it Foxitis, and they're really running with this. So that's the.
So is there going to be a class action suit against Fox News, because that is just fucking delicious?
It's possible.
A lot of white people are going to cash in on that shit.
Well, here's the problem though. Apparently, the problem that they're facing is you can't say that Fox News is news and is the truth, and then as soon as you get arrested, suddenly claim that it's a crazy making madhouse. Mm-hmm. Right? It's one or the other. Like either it's real news.
Time out. We've been saying that for how long now? Like, not that, like, I'm not giving any credence to the idea that this whole fucking thing exists, but there is some proof that if you hype people up, I mean, there's a whole QAnon documentary. Like, these motherfuckers got all frothed up in their head that they were lost in the sauce, being all on that Trump train, right? Mm-hmm. And now they want to give it a psychological term so that they don't have to account for the fact that I'm racist or I'm wrong. It's like, no. The TV did it to me.
Yep. You've tried to find this scapegoat. I mean, and it's the same thing with Aaron Hernandez. It's like if you listen to a lot of hip hop and you listen to a lot of gangster rap, you can't just be like, oh yeah, that's why I was on the block waving a Tech 9 at people.
But here's the crazy thing, though. What if you're actually part of that life and you were raised with your parents were on drugs and there was no one there to send you to school and you had dirty clothes and you're getting beat up every day and the only place that showed you any love was the hood or the gangbangers on the block who took you in, and then you had to do dirt, right? Mm-hmm. That shit never plays into the account, and we're like, oh, let's get this kid rehabilitated. He never had a chance. Nah. Mm-hmm. Y'all get to go to the fucking Capitol and kill cops, and now you get to blame that on some kind of mental, like this new mental illness that you claim you can get from TV, but we can't get any of the shit that always happens to us being in food deserts, having to listen to gangster rap and all that other shit. We don't ever get to have the outside effects be the reason that there's black on black crime.
Yeah. I mean, that crime, the reasons for those crimes are real things. I mean, poverty and being in a violent environment, you could always turn off your TV.
All that shit.
You could always turn off your TV, dog. Like switch channels. If Tucker Carlson is making you crazy, my dude, find the remote.
Yeah, but whatever you do, don't you ever say that the Sons of Anarchy should look for him. That fictional biker gang.
Right. Shit, I'm gonna be put in Twitter jail now because of this. So we'll see where
Charlie Hunnam is in jail just for playing Jax on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh
He's
man,
banned from Facebook.
It's like, wait a minute, but I'm a character. Like, you can't. Sorry, algorithm has found you deadly and dangerous. You're done.
Yep.
So we'll see where this goes. It's a new theory, and there's a second guy that's trying to push it too. So there's a chance that if enough people do this, that they may be able to. I don't think they're going to get away with it, but it might sort of sandbag the trial for a while. Sandbag meaning that they'll go like, well, maybe we really should investigate this. Is Foxitis really a thing?
Are all these people that are being indicted on these charges, are they still out on the street? Were they given bail? Like, were they allowed to be out?
Some of them are. Like, one of the guys is at home. He's on bail. The other one has been sitting in jail for a minute, and he's pissed off. He's like, I need to go home. I'm not built for jail. This is not for me. And the judge is like,
I'm not built for jail.
And the judge is like, so?
Yo, they be sending 14-year-old black kids to prison trying as an adult to be like, they don't give a fuck if you're built for jail. Matter of fact, they're hoping you're not.
Right, they try to teach you a lesson and not send you on vacation. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, ultimately, it's not going to work. I don't think, but it's going to be enough. Basically, they're just throwing chaff out the window to see if it can distract. We'll see where it goes. Man, I wish I could do something like that and be like, oh yeah, Your Honor, I listened to a lot of Scarface back in the 90s, man, and it made me real paranoid. My mind's playing tricks on me.
This is just fucking sad, man.
Anyway, I'll bookmark that and see how that see where that goes. It'll be very interesting to see if he gets away with it, because if he does, then we really need to start pressing up and being like, Your Honor, I'm sorry I got arrested, but really, if you look, that last Meek Mill album was such hot fire. Changed my world.
Yeah, that's usually what it does.
I don't know why I'm picking on Meek Mill so much. You know what? Actually, Meek Mill he's not good, but he's not bad either.
Yeah, that's worse than being bad, honestly. Being in the middle. He's very mediocre.
And he even got to the point where he dropped that line about Kobe, and like everybody came and snatch him from the backside.
Like, you are not in the league of anyone allowed to talk about Kobe. Like, it's not that he made the line, it was that it was trash. That's why. It's like, look, bro, you're not it's not a foul big enough for us to to not fuck with you again, but it's a foul big enough for us to come at you.
Yep. I mean, people like Snoop went on Twitter and was like, it was kind of like a real like big brother, little brother thing. Like, if I ever catch you saying some shit like that again, I will whoop your ass in front of your people.
Mm-hmm. And that was OG. OG's Snoop's a triple OG. It's like, look, man, you better listen to that nigga.
Yeah. That was a bad look. That was a bad look. So move right along. So here's the other thing that's happening. Speaking of LA and Kobe and that whole space, the NBA play-in tournament is coming in a week. Yes, sir. Who's excited for the bum fight?
You are, because you made it in. I'm not, because we shouldn't fucking be here, because LeBron and his hair is making me sad.
I don't know what's going on with LeBron's hair. I mean, he definitely need to get that spray, that black spray, and And
I made a joke that if they lose another game, I was gonna beat up the dude that puts the AstroTurf on that shit every week, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you should be excited, man. I mean, because at least you get to stay in, right?
Nah, this is just pathetic right now. Like, I mean, like, if we get through this, we still got a shot, but like, I'm very underwhelmed by everything the Lakers have done this second half of the season. Injuries and all, like, Schroeder going down really hurts us. Like, really hurts us. Like, as much as Anthony Davis going down and then coming back and being just a fucking liability lately, like, find your game. And LeBron.
But sorry about that.
What'd you do, Kevin?
We'll be right back.
But this is the type of shit that LeBron does that where, like, I get why so much of the basketball world hates him. Because last year he was praising the fact that people got a chance to play into the tournament. And now that this year they got injured and had every fucking losing streak you can think of, he's like, man, whoever came up with the play-in tournament should be shot or fired. Or, like, he said, fired. That's like, that makes it worse. So he said he should be fired. But it's like,
right,
bro,
that's why he got banned.
Damn it,
so violent. He did turn the thing around when he had to go play inside of it. So yeah, that does look hypocritical and ugly.
This looks weak. It just looks weak. Like, that's the same shit that people be like, oh, he just only teams up with people and he be flopping around. Like, this is right in that same vein. Like, you only want to have it your way. Fuck Space Jam.
Yeah, that's true. It does look weak. And just to sort of set the table here correctly, the Lakers are at number 7. Excuse me. My Warriors are at number 8. And the way this is going to work out is so 7. How does this work? So 7 and 8 play each other, right? Mm-hmm. And the winner of that plays the winner of 9 and 10. Mm-hmm. So for 6 and above, it's easy for them because they get a whole week to sit back and watch the bums fight in the alleyway for a stale ham sandwich.
This is basically like not the divisional round. What do they call the first round of the NFL? Like
the wild card round.
Wild card, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's like that. I mean, the people who are 7 and 8 are pissed off because they're like, look, we already made our stripes. Let's just kick these lower teams out of here. But why do we have to fight for a position again after, like, we legitimately made it? And I think personally, it's just a money grab from the NBA, because what they're saying is, so teams like the Pelicans who have like a box office guy like Zion, they still want to squeeze one last game out of those guys, right? And it's bullshit, because even if you're number 10 and you make it in, you're tired and you're weak. You just played a play-in tournament and now you still got to play the first seed.
Yeah, if you're the 10th seed, you were 1-2-3 Cancun last month. Like, you already made your vacation plans. You're picking out bikinis for your girl. Like, you trying to figure out what kind of tropical drink menu the resort's gonna have. And now they're like, no, wait, you guys are in the playoffs. You're like, shit, I'm supposed to be out of here tomorrow.
Yeah, my bags are packed. The hotel's ready. I mean, come on. Yeah. What are you doing?
Like, I'm not even playing basketball anymore. I spent the last 2 days on a jet ski preparing. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, for real. I've been blowing trees like nonstop. I thought it was a wrap.
Yeah, like half the Pelicans are gonna be playing that game with water wings on and shit.
Exactly. Like,
1-2-3 Cancun.
Let's go. And if you look at last year when they had the play-in, look at one of the strongest play-in teams, the Portland Trailblazers. Like, they played hard and they made it in, and what happened?
Stomped out by us. Hey, good job, guys. Wham!
Exactly. Y'all sitting up refreshed. Portland's like crawling into the door.
Okay. We did it. Yeah, good job, guys. Bam, bam, bam.
Right.
Oh, that was fun.
For real, like the ref is out there. He's just like, waving, like, no, he's good.
But that's my point of what makes LeBron weak. When he was the one throwing the punches from top, it was no problem. But now that he's going to have to put in some actual work, it's like, man, this is some bullshit. This is what really makes you miss Kobe. And this is why LeBron will never be Kobe, is that killer instinct. LeBron definitely is a good winner. He's definitely one of the best GMs ever. I'll give him that. But when it comes down to like, and in the moment, like the dude does his job in the play. Like no one's ever performed more in the playoffs than LeBron. I won't take that from him. But when it comes down to just that grit, that dog, that I am going to put this team on my back, hella high water, and we are going to win this shit. I don't see that out of him. I've seen him do it, but I don't get that gist out of it. You know?
No, he does it. Like he's put that Cleveland team.
He's done it. I agree. But like he's dragged a bag of. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, he's dragged that bag of rocks, all the way to the top of the hill. That was the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the thing is, he doesn't relish the competition like that. Like he wants it to be easy, and that's the problem. He wants it to be easy. Whereas Kobe was like, "I'll fight you in a phone booth. I'll fight you.
And I'm gonna win too. I'm gonna keep playing until I win. Like that's what I miss about Kobe. And LeBron is like, I'm going to keep playing till I win, but I'm going to keep bending these rules until I win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he wants to look like the hero, but he's also like trying to like make it as easy as possible. Meanwhile, Kobe was like, I got Smush Parker. I don't care. I'm balling out.
And that's what we've been looking like the last 2 weeks is fucking Smush Parker and Chris Mim. Like, God bless you, Caruso. We have found the absolute ceiling on your talent. That's just it. You're Dellavedova trying, and there's nothing. Right. That's why we miss Dennis Schroeder. We need a starting point guard out there to at least make sense of all the big guys out there not rebounding at this moment. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he's Schroeder's really consistent. He'll give you 14 to 15 a night, like automatic. And he's very consistent.
18, bro. He's been really scoring. 18 and 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, control with his play. So that brings me to my next question: Is this Lakers team really as star-studded as people want to say they are, or is it really kind of like when LeBron was with Cleveland, where it's just him and one or two shooters and the rest of them dudes? You just like. All right, I got Varejao. I got all right.
Nah, dude. We had 3 starters out for a month and a half. Any team where you have 5 players that are your main guys and 3 of them are gone, that's gonna be a rough month. I don't care who you are, right? Even if it was Jordan and Scotty's out, Horace is out, Steve Kerr's out. Like, yeah, you got Jordan, but you still depleted, bro.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
They're trying to make that work. So it's not that they're not star-studded, because it's not a fair question. Like, yeah, it's LeBron and AD, but those 2 stars are the brightest in the sky. And then Dennis Schroeder, who's like, on another team might be an all-star depending on the situation. Well, playing his position now. Point guard is hard to get in, but like he has a ceiling of an all-star. He's got the ability to get there one day. But yeah, like when you don't have 3 starters, you're gonna hurt. So I don't think it's all LeBron.
Okay.
It wasn't all LeBron last year. It was all AD last year, and this year, and AD has looked bad since he's come back from this injury. Like he's having trouble finding his rhythm. His shot is gone. His legs aren't underneath him. It just looks bad. I think he can get it back, but he looks bad right now.
You could see his legs are wrong because those turnaround jumpers he normally makes, he turns around and the arc is perfect, but it's like falling like 6 inches away from the basket, right? And that's just legs. Like he needs to get that working again.
Exactly.
I mean, but so there's a good chance that what could happen is, and I know you're not gonna like this. There's a chance that the Warriors could beat the Lakers in the play-in.
That is possible. I don't see that happening if everybody on the Lakers plays, because Steph can go off for 100 and you guys will still have to score 110. But like, yeah, it's possible. I'm just frustrated because I don't know what the fuck LeBron's doing right now. Like, I know he was hurt at first, but like the last couple games, he's just sitting out to decide whether or not I should do this or not. And that's the part that's still just like, you would literally have to handcuff Kobe Bryant to keep him from playing a game.
Yeah. I mean, Kobe literally played until the wheels fell off. Like, the
wheel fall off.
Yeah. And he still got up and took his free throws and walked to the bench. Like, I'm still playing. Yeah. Kobe plays like the knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's like
It's just bouncing around on one leg.
Tis for the scratch.
I seen the man go for 40 in the finals with a broken finger on his shooting hand. And you mean to tell me LeBron can't pull it together right now? That's just like it's like any other fan base. He's like, hey, we're just happy to have LeBron. Nah, man, this is the Lakers, bro. We done seen some shit. Put your big boy pants on and handle it.
Well, man, y'all just need to humble yourselves now at this point. Like, I know. Look, I know.
No. I'm not about to. I'm not gonna let you finish that sentence. Humble yourself. And y'all been walking around with your chest up, y'all light skinned chest up for the last 5 years, like you the greatest shit since sliced bread with 73-9 and lost to LeBron. And just like, nah. You don't get to. I don't ever want to hear a Warriors fan talk about humble yourself.
Y'all used to sitting in first class for so long. You don't want to sit in that middle seat in the back of the plane, but that's where you at right now. Okay, now eat your little pretzels. Eat your little pretzels.
We ain't even there. We're sitting in the fucking lavatory. It smells like doo-doo air. Like I'm pretty sure whoever took a shit last, like that little piece of poop is still stuck to the plastic in the plane. I'm smelling it. Like it is not good. All right. I am not enjoying myself this year, but we are gonna fight our way out of this goddamn lavatory.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's gonna be hard to upgrade. You might just have to get used to sitting back there.
and what do you think the last decade was, nigga?
You're really feeling bad about this. Well, I mean, the Warriors kind of deserve their first class seats. I mean, we're diamond class.
Do you remember that 2017 lineup where it was like Ryan Kelly and 4 other people I can't even remember? That was our starting lineup. Talking about, you guys might have to get used to this. Like, I haven't been in the outhouse before. Like that again.
Okay, that's true. Okay,
you Warrior fans all of a sudden just have 3 years of memory. That's it. Y'all don't remember nothing anymore.
Yeah, because the last time we were dope, Baron Davis was playing. So you that's the problem. Y'all forget that whole section.
Y'all give us so much shit for y'all's always talking about history. Y'all always bringing up old shit. It's like, yeah, because it matters. Y'all acting like the last 5 years didn't happen.
That's true. I mean, there was a time when all you had was like Julius Randle, and a bunch of kids. Lonzo couldn't shoot. Kobe was on his last legs. Jordan Clarkson, he actually turned out to be a decent player. Like he signed, a pretty big deal in Utah.
But I mean, all those minus problem when he was on our team.
Yeah, but he was everybody was like 2 years or less in the league or whatever. So yeah, y'all suffered a lot.
When it was Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma, and Josh Hart, I think, Jordan Clarkson, all except for Kuzma, all no longer on the team, doing fairly well on the respective teams now. Everybody was like, oh, man, you guys are trash. And then we traded those guys. We let them go in free agency to get Anthony Davis and LeBron. We win a championship. And nobody says shit. Now, as things start to tank a little bit this year, everybody's like, damn, we should have kept all those guys. We won a championship. Why y'all keep acting like that didn't happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of a slight buyer's remorse because if you look around, all them dudes like Julius Randle's an all-star now in New York.
Okay.
Like Clarkson is damn near 6th man of the year coming off the bench for Utah.
Brandon Ingram is a top 5 scorer every year.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball is learning how to play basketball. And you know what? Finally. I would trade all them cats over and over and over again because you won a championship. You play to win the game. Hello? Why did y'all like Kevin Durant? Y'all didn't need another $30 million dude. You did it because you wanted to win.
That's true. That is true. I mean, it's just that it's easy to like look back and be like, oh, well, look how great these guys are now. Maybe we should have kept them, without realizing at the time they were going to ship everybody out because everybody was ass back then.
Yeah.
Like Kuzma was the only dude that passed the smell test. He was the only one.
I'm gonna give you another history lesson. Remember back in like 2014, like right after, or I don't know, it was 2014 or 15, whenever Kobe tore his Achilles, and everybody, and there was that meme going around, Kobe just mad on the bench, just trade everybody. We did. It worked.
Wait, 2014 after that. So who was there in 2015?
I think that was y'all. That was y'all, and then 2016 was LeBron, and that was y'all again.
Oh no! I'm saying who was on the Lakers in 2015?
I don't fucking know. I think that was the year when we had Ryan Kelly and all them cats.
Yeah, because it kind of seemed to me that even though they did those trades, like the Lakers did not improve, and they just sort of stayed where they were until
they went worse because they had the year that Kobe went down was the year we had Steve Nash and Dwight, and then that fucking just went to shit, and then we had them on the books, so we couldn't get anybody, and that's what led to those horrible lineups that we had with Robert Sacre.
Oh yeah. That cat and that Chicago African kid. I mean, his contract was awful, but it just kept moving him around.
Oh my God. People talk about how much we paid Kobe for 2 years. We paid Luol Deng like $20 million a season for like 5 years.
Yeah.
3 of it was dead cap.
Yeah, Luol Deng, talk about ball tires, man. Oh my God.
Luol Deng has like the last of those classic Eddie Curry contracts where it's just like, hey man, you guys locked me up for like 10 years, 20 million. Deal with it.
and it was almost like they didn't even want to play him because they were so mad about it. But he's like,
I mean, you better. You're paying me $25 million this year, man. I mean, I'll sit on the bench for $25 million, no problem. This is the best. I'm gonna get paid the most to play 2K ever. This is fine with me.
Right. Like they were mad. They're like, you know what? Fine, we might as well play him since we're paying him. But you could tell that they didn't want to play him. You know?
Yeah, he was old. Like Luol Deng used to be the shit, and then by the time he was like this dead cap problem, it was because the dude just didn't have it. Like he just wasn't serviceable anymore. Just old. Wasn't his fault. He did his job. His agent damn sure did his job.
Right. Mitch Kupchak is sitting somewhere there going, "Oh, don't bring that up."
I want to put Mitch Kupchak and Trent Baalke in a room and set that room on fire.
And this is why you go to Facebook jail, because you be killing people in your comments. But I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm not saying.
I didn't say they couldn't get out of the room. I'm just saying I want to scare them a little bit.
This is what you did to my team.
Those GMs were trash, man. Trent Baalke did a great job building the team, and then was like, "Oh, you guys don't want to give me credit? I will turn this whole fucking thing over."
Oh my God. Well, anyway, we kind of sunk into the Lakers foxhole. I want to wish you luck. Right? Actually, I don't.
Shut
because
up.
you gotta be playing the worst.
Like that. Like you don't mean that at all. You don't mean that at all.
I try to be nice, and I immediately take it back. Like, no, nah. You know, I mean, there's mathematically it is possible, I believe, for one of those positions to move, and so we may not see each other in the play-in, but there's a good chance it's going to stay where it is right now. And once that happens, I'm sorry, man. You know, we might not be able to do this podcast next week.
Nah, I'm fine, man. We've been through it before. I didn't have to sit through you all insufferable motherfuckers for 5 years. I think I can deal with this. And the funny thing is, y'all were insufferable for 5 and only won 3.
Yeah,
you still got some cockiness to you. Like we didn't win last year. Like y'all still better than us somehow. Like get back to your little brother spot where you belong.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen going forward. I think what's going to happen is, Steph will retire as a Warrior. I don't know if that crop of players they have are good enough, really.
Nope. But it's not really that. It's more you're just injured. Like you guys would be a lot better if you had Clay this year. That's all that is. And Steph has been fucking on fire.
Yeah, but you can't rely on a dude, pressing the turbo button every night to win
Yes,
games.
you can.
Like, how long can he keep doing that? He can't be dropping, 53s on people every single night. I mean, it's a hot streak, but it's not.
When you guys are healthy, he does that for like a whole season. And James Harden, that's his life.
James.
He drops 53 for teams that lose all the time. I mean, not regular season, but 53. He drops 53 every night and then fucks it up in the playoffs. Steph doesn't really do that till the finals. So you should be fine.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I have my doubts. I think one of the things about Warriors is they've never been able to find a decent center. And the thing with undersized centers is they wear out over time. So I don't know how long Draymond can keep pulling that rabbit out of a hat. So
Draymond's not even your center; he's your point guard. Stop acting like he's your center.
He's a point center.
You guys don't need a center. You guys play that old school college style where it's like 2 guards, 3 forwards.
Right. Yeah, but they're not big. I mean, if you look at them, they look like a college team. Where like the tallest guy on the floor is like 6'8". Like,
but that works for y'all because all your whole game plan is just 3-point shots going around screens in a cloud of dust. Like the fact that y'all are slowly trying to work your way to like a bigger center. Like the league is slowly going back to like a Shaq type of dude. Like it's not gonna happen overnight, but I think by like middle of this decade you'll start seeing players like start playing in the post again. But like actually once the Bucks realize that Giannis is a center, that's when the league is really going to change. But in the meantime, just keep running what was like y'all shit worked. Keep doing that. Right,
the Hampton 5. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean we need special place to do that. And Iguodala's not there anymore. Like I said, I don't think Draymond could keep up that pace because, like I said, undersized guys like that, he's playing a lot of the center role, even though you say he's a point guard. So he's gonna run out of gas on that. I don't know. I just don't see this new crop. Like there's a lot of like 2-way player dudes, and I understand the money aspect of it, but I mean, you're gonna need to have some. It'd be nice to have like a third like star, Steph, Clay, and like I don't know, like somebody to come out there who put some fear in people's. People still let Draymond shoot whenever he wants. Like nobody trips off when Draymond shoot.
Hey, you got Wiggins.
Man, Wiggins plays basketball like he's working at the DMV. Like, when's my shift over?
Remember that week where like everybody's like, "Oh shit, Wiggins could be an all-star." This is like, nah, he's right back to the reason nobody wants this dude. Like, yeah. I think it's fair to call him a bust at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. He was like those first-round draft pick, like number 1.
He was the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and he plays like next window, please. Like,
yeah. I mean, he's nowhere near a bad bust like like Anthony Bennett or Darko, but like he's Joe Smith.
Yeah. I remember Joe Smith. I remember they made such a big deal about his name. He's like, he's no average Joe. He's Joe Smith. Like
he was the most average Joe. He played for like 15 teams in 16 seasons. Dude was average as fuck.
Yeah. So we need somebody that I mean, they kick the tires on the dude. He's effective, but he's not. You can't count on him to really like blow things up for you. Yeah, we need like if we had like I don't know. Like if we brought Julius Randle through or even, I don't know, Zion, that'd be crazy.
The hype that Andrew Wiggins used to get when he was getting drafted is what Harrison Barnes was supposed to be. And y'all got neither one of them.
Yeah. Not, I mean, maybe if you get like a De'Aaron Fox or somebody like that. Speaking of
Sack. Yeah, I mean, Sack will do it because they're just dumb, but like they don't like they're depleted over there. Like they better hang on to Fox.
Right. Yeah, I mean that him and that Halliburton kid, that kid's pretty good too. But anyway, but the point is that we really need to have a third option that strikes fear in the hearts of people, and I just don't see it right now.
It's not Draymond anymore. It's not Mr. Triple Single. He used to be that guy. He used to be like you guys were a big 3 without Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's people were afraid of him because he might kick you in the nuts. That's about it. It's not because
that's
of the
a good reason to be afraid, because he was accurate, man. Like Draymond was catching like four to six nut shots a game, and it had to be an even number. So he was so smooth, making it look like he's going for the rebound and kick you smooth in the nuts.
Yeah. He's got that. Those Rockefeller dancers or whatever their names are.
The can girls.
That was just stupid. So, all right, we should wrap this up, man. We've fallen into the basketball hole. So let's see what happens next week.
Oh boy, we'll see if we're still friends.
Well, I'll always be there. I mean, I don't know how you're going to deal with the deal with the losses. I mean, you really have to. That's something that you're going to have to work on.
I've never had to deal with losses before.
It's like forget the middle seat in the back. You're on will call right now. Okay.
Again, y'all with the selective memory. So the Lakers have just been. So we weren't shit for the last decade, right? We were good. We were amazing. We're an amazing team, right? We didn't lose We didn't lose at all the last 10 years ever, right? I have no idea what this feels like.
I know. Yeah, there was some the dark days.
Smush Parker never happened.
Sasha Vujovic. Vucevic. Yeah. Those are some interesting times.
Adam Morrison was never on our team. Yeah, I don't know what any of these days feel like. Chris Mim was never our center. Robert Sacre was just an actor on the Mayans MC. I don't know.
Yeah. Shout out to Robert Sacre. I don't understand.
No, not even a shout out to him.
I don't understand how you can be that big and that bad at basketball.
There's somebody right now 6'3" playing a pickup game at LA Fitness that I would take gladly over Robert Sacre as my center.
Yeah, that's those are not good times. But let's see what happens next week.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So before we go, tell me what do you have cooking as far as like shows and what do you got on the calendar?
I'm going to be slowly making my way back to real life and in person. I'm going to be doing some shows in Vegas on the 26th of this month. Also going to be going back to my hometown of Seaside. I'll be performing at Deja Blue on the 19th of June with the very funny Jeff Brown and Lance Woods accompanying me. And I'll be at the Savage Henry Comedy Club sometime in July. I'll give you a direct date on that when I remember what it is.
Okay. I'm glad clubs are opening up again. Shout out to Lance Woods. Funny cat.
Very funny, yes. And dark days ahead of him with the Kings.
Oh yeah, well, that's not. No,
he's got a great job, but he's got a rough job too.
Yeah, nobody's ever surprised.
Yeah, that's very true.
As far as I'm concerned, my calendar is open right now because I was not even trying to get onto calendars because I was afraid about doing live shows. But I'm getting my second shot this week, so hopefully, it's time to get back onto the, in front of microphones, in front of other human beings. That would be great.
Yep. All right, folks, that should do it for us. Thank you for tuning in to yet another Showtime and Kev podcast. I'm Corey Showtime.
I'm Kevin Monroe.
All right, you guys have got to leave us the fuck alone. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get off Al Gore's internet. This shit's expensive. Peace out, y'all.